Look now at some brass family instruments, okay? And I'm going to present to you Master Trash's amazing, incredible brass instrument. Thank you, thank you. Okay, obviously it's just my pipe again, but this time what I'm going to do is I'm going to blow through my pipe. Now, obviously we all know as musicians that this is not the way to do this, so here's what I'd like you to do. Put your hand in front of your face, everybody. Blow into your hand. What do you feel? Air. Now that's the energy you need to get the instrument going, but we also need something else besides energy. We need vibration. So put your hand in front of your face and this time buzz your lips. And now you know why I have you put your hand in front of your face, okay? Make a little circle like this, buzz your lips inside that circle. Now try this one. Which has absolutely no musical value, it just makes it look silly. However, what it can do is it can show you about how lips buzzing works, because now I'm going to buzz my lips inside the tube. And that's what's making the sound there. Now, what's going on here is that as my lips are buzzing, what's inside the tube? Air. Now, vibrations are contagious. You all know what that means, right?
Yes.
Okay, contagious obviously means if somebody sneezes on you, you might get their sickness. But vibrations are contagious as well. When something is buzzing or vibrating, whatever is next to it tends to buzz or vibrate too. So when I'm buzzing my lips inside, what's inside the tube? The air, and the air starts to vibrate along with it. Now if I have a longer pipe, it's going to have what, a higher or lower pitch? Lower pitch. All aboard the Titanic. And of course, if I have like 3 different sizes, then I can play each one like this. Then a little bit longer, so a little lower. Then a little longer. Now, is that easy or difficult? Yeah, I had to move my buzzing lips from one to the other. They're a little bit sharp, so it's kind of dangerous. There's spit flying all over the place, so it's kind of gross. So actually, what I'm going to use instead is the tube trombone. Oh. So what's inside the tube? Air. Another tube. Yeah. What's inside that tube? Air. And you notice what I do is when I open it up like this, is there more air inside the tube now?
Yes. Yes.
So what's going to happen to the pitch?
Lower.
Lower, that's right. The longer something is, the lower the pitch. Now notice you need to have 2 pipes that are pretty much the same exact size here. If you have ones that are sort of the different sizes, they really wouldn't work. You know, something like this, for example. This is not going to make a trombone. No. Okay. You could put a little gasket of tape on here and wrap it around and so forth. So if you have things that are kind of close together, you can do that. But if it's too big, it's just not going to work. So here we go with
PVC or?
No, this is cardboard. We don't use PVC. PVC is fine all by itself, but when you cut PVC, that is sending out really toxic, horrible dust. If you cut PVC, you must use a respirator. That's why we don't use PVC. Okay, so here we go, right?
Now, when you buzz your lips like that, you're not making any sound. You're just doing the buzzing?
I'm doing the buzzing, but I am cheating a little bit. You have to buzz your lips a little faster or a little slower to get it.
But you're not making any vocal sound.
No vocal sounds. As a matter of fact, a lot of kids, especially the youngest kids, will sing like I heard some of the people doing their buzzing lips before, going like this. Now that will never make a brass instrument. It just stops your lips from going. So now, most kids, when you tell them, don't sing, just buzz their lips. Okay, I won't sing. No, don't sing, just buzz your lips. Okay. They don't get what that means. Here's a way you can figure out to have them do it. Puff a whole bunch of air in your cheeks, and then go like this. That buzzy lip feeling then tells the kids a way to get that buzzy lip feeling. So if you can't get your kids to go, stop going, do the puff cheek thing.
Show them a picture.
You know the little things you get on the airplane, the tiny miniatures for liquor?
Yep.
Those work great
For
for aerophones.
Right.
And the pitches you were getting on the big pipe, you can get the same pitches in those little containers.
well, If you're using those flutes, I'm
Yeah,
assuming,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Right. Which we'll get to. Okay,
Sorry.
we're still sticking with the brass instruments. Okay, so moving on here, we can take a look at these things. One thing we're missing at the end of our brass instruments is the shape that all brass instruments have, which is the bell. That's exactly right. So let's find out the difference why you would want to use something like a shape like this. Let me compare this with my metal pipes, which have disappeared. Here we go. Hold on a second. Let's compare these two. So this is a cone, and this is a cylinder. Let's try the cylinder first. Perfectly loud, no problem. Is that louder?
Yes.
Yeah, and the reason is because when the vibrations come out of this one, they're going off in any direction. They're going like this. But with this one, the vibrations are focused. Now, you know, conservation of energy tells us that there is no change in the amount of energy that's coming out from this one or from this one. The only difference is the channeling of energy that's happening there. It makes it louder. And this one is the ultimate cone. This is a seashell, okay, called a conch shell. And if you're wondering about, why it has a bar up here, because you can't just find these anymore. These are now endangered species, and only certain people are allowed to harvest them. Okay? If, for example, you go down to Bermuda and you bring this back in your bag and they find it in your bag, you're going to get busted. Okay? That's that powerful. So what I did with this one is I cut off the end, and you know how I figured out how to cut off the end? YouTube. Okay? Okay. And then buzz my lips inside the tube, and this is so loud I want you all to hold your ears. Everybody hold your ears, and okay, now you can take your hands off your ears, but what I want you to do is put your hand on the table. Because remember what I told you, vibrations are contagious, and with luck, we should be able to feel the tables vibrating. Feel it?
Do you stick your hand in the chin to pitch?
Sure, absolutely. That's actually one of the pitch changes concepts. Okay, so